Paul Hudson is running for Congress right now in Michigan's 2nd District. That's here in Kent County. Hillary Scholten currently holds that seat. She's a Democrat. She's got a prior history as someone who's worked in immigration and law, particularly as an attorney. She's got quite a connection to this case, in fact. Paul, appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
Thanks for having me on, Justin. Appreciate it.
This is a really tragic story, and I just cannot I really can't overdo it because it's one that didn't have to happen. It's a situation where the woman, 25 years old, the family goes on and on and on about her, about she loved to travel. Her life was all surrounded with your family, her mother, her nieces and nephews. And it's like any one of us here in the Grand Rapids, West Michigan area. She had her whole life ahead of her. It was snuffed out in an instant, and it never had to happen.
I think that's exactly right. And I think it's important to recognize here that there's been a tragic loss to a member of our community. And the focus should be on honoring the victim, Ruby Garcia, and supporting and respecting her family in what must be a wrenching and truly nightmarish time. And like you said, I think it's important that we use these moments not to score political points, but to highlight serious policy failures so we can learn from them and make the changes we need to make to avoid anything like this happening again. Because make no mistake, what led to this killing was a series of breakdowns in our immigration system. And this is a tragic reminder that failures in the immigration system are going to have effects all over the country, including right here in Grand Rapids in West Michigan.
Yeah, this isn't just something that's far off. You think the border, boy, that's down. That doesn't affect me. No, this is impacting us right here in our own backyard, and you're seeing it. I don't think, God forbid, I don't think it's the last time, though. I think we're going to continue to see situations just like Lake and Riley, just like many other incidents that have already happened. A lot of these folks are nameless. In fact, I hope that people will say her name. They will remember. They will recognize Ruby Garcia, and I hope that there is justice for Ruby. But you know what's wild to me right now is that there are several in the state, including your opponent eventually, who have yet to even comment on this. How is that possible that she wouldn't even have any knowledge that this happened with her background as an immigration attorney? Do you think she's just trying to sort of let this slip underneath the rug? Why would she want Ruby's life to be sort of pushed underneath the rug? Why wouldn't she comment on this?
Well, I think this should be a wake-up call that, like you said, we are going to see these incidents across the country with our failed immigration system and failed border policy. And what jumps out at me when sort of go through the facts of this case is that there were multiple opportunities along the way when this tragedy could have been stopped. I think we have a responsibility to get the facts right. Here are the facts as I know them, with the investigation still underway, but the suspect was here illegally from Mexico, has a lengthy arrest record dating back all the way to 2017 for driving without a license, breaking and entering, misdemeanor charges, sentenced to probation. Probation was revoked. And then ultimately in August of 2020, he was arrested again for drunk driving. And he finally went in front of an immigration judge, was ordered removed from the country, and he was deported back to Mexico in September of 2020. And what happened from there is still a little bit unclear, according to a statement released by ICE yesterday. That's Immigration and Customs Enforcement. He illegally re-entered the U.S., as they say, at an unknown date and location. So at this point, we don't know exactly when that was and whether it was shortly after he was deported in September 2020 or more recently. But what we do know from these facts is that this was a total breakdown in our immigration system, and accepting the status quo just is not an option right now.
When are we going to get this right? And I know as you go to Congress, someone with the law background here, I know you're going to take this seriously, but when are we going to get this right? When are we going to get this border closed? How many Rubies have to die in order to make this happen?
Yeah, look, it is long past time for the president and Congress to get serious about securing the border. There are lessons that have to be learned here, and shame on all of us if we don't learn from this and make changes immediately, because this is a grim reminder that policy choices matter in the real world, matter right here in our community, and whether an administration strongly enforces our immigration laws matters, whether our Congress passes strong border security laws matter. And unfortunately, we've seen a lax approach to enforcing immigration laws on the books and refusal to pass stricter laws by our representative in Congress. So things need to change. This cannot be acceptable to any of us. We've got basically an open border right now and a lack of respect for the rule of law. I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing law in this state for over 17 years, and have a deep respect for the rule of law. We need to get back to enforcing the laws that we have on the books and strengthen the laws where we can.
Paul Hudson's running for Congress here in the 2nd District as a Republican in that primary, and Hillary Scholten currently holds that